Good morning, all listeners, and thank you for the introduction, Byron. And I also want to just say hi to all the listeners that will log onto the RMS platform later. So, as Byron mentioned, my name is Mandy, and together with Duncan Keel, my business partner and husband, we are the plumbing business owners of the UPP Group, as well as business mentors, coaches, and industry speakers through our business called Coach Up. So, when I speak to you this morning, I speak to you as a plumbing business owner experiencing all the same challenges that you do in the industry with clients, maybe with plumbing teams, etc. If you've been through it, I've been through it too. So today's topic is titled Unlocking Profitability, Mastering the Business of Plumbing. Last month, I spoke to you about the value of plumbing. That was part one of the session. And today we're going to be diving into something really crucial. So imagine having the skills to fix any plumbing issue. And all of you over here logged in, you qualified, licensed plumbers, and your technical knowledge is amazing. So you can fix any plumbing issue. But I know through speaking to other plumbing businesses in the industry, many of you still struggle to make ends meet. So this is what we're going to be chatting about this morning, because it's a story all too common throughout our industry. And I believe that it's time for change. So like I mentioned, we're going to be diving into something crucial and something that impacts your work, your business, your livelihood, your family, your future, your communities. And before I get stuck into the things that I'm going to talk about this morning, I just want to put something out there because it's a common theme, a discussion that I hear from plumbers that we coach when we're at industry events, and I'm chatting to other plumbers out there, and I'm talking about and I'm asking questions about their business structure and how they cost things and how they monitor their data and all of that type of thing. A common response that I get from a lot of plumbing businesses out there is, but I'm just a plumber. And so this is what I want to deal with this morning. So as I mentioned, last month, I began the discussion on the value of plumbing. And I spoke about the various aspects that add value to your business, your staff, your tools, your technology that you use, but very importantly, you, the business owner. And today we're going to be breaking down the barriers between plumbing expertise and business mastery. So we're not just talking about numbers, but we're talking about shaping a future that's more prosperous and fulfilling for you and your business. And we're talking about understanding the real costs of your business, all the way to valuing your expertise, from the training of your team to ensuring quality work. We're uncovering what I call the secrets that make businesses successful. And it's about your life, your family, shaping your community, achieving your dreams, and achieving everything that you are working so hard for. So are you ready to turn your skills into a thriving legacy this morning? Let's get started. Okay, so as I mentioned, Duncan and I also own a business called Coach Up, and we coach a number of small plumbing businesses probably similar to yours. And one of the things that we do in the very early days of coaching our clients is we ask them to write a letter from the future. So they write in a letter their future selves. So if this morning we're going to say your future self in 5 years' time is going to be writing a letter to you today. And when we do this exercise, we ask them to imagine themselves 5 years from now, and they've achieved everything that's all the goals, everything that they want to have achieved in their business that they've jotted down. They've achieved this. And now they're writing a letter from that future self, congratulating your today's self on what you achieved. So this is an example of a letter from the future, and it's just a short extract. So we've got the date there, and you're going to say, dear, and you can put your name in there, whatever your name is. And you're going to say, so I'm going to say, dear Mandy, you started a plumbing business with a toolbox of tools and a heart full of determination. You wanted to be more than just another plumber. You wanted to add value to the industry. make a difference, and to be a successful entrepreneur. You wanted your family to live a good life, give back to your community, and grow more professional plumbers through your business, and to leave a legacy for a future generation of plumbers. And today you have a thriving company because you believed in the power of your skills, your value, your ability to make a difference, and your love of giving back and growing others. So that's typically what a letter from the future may look like. And I encourage you today that when you leave here, sometime this week, to go and jot down the things that you want to accomplish through your business, and then write a future letter from yourself to your today self about everything that you have accomplished. So now I'm going to go on talking about moving from being a tradesperson to an entrepreneur. And before I speak about you, the entrepreneur, I just want to touch on the fact that all plumbers are leaders. You could be listening into this webinar this morning, and you might be employed as a plumber in a plumbing business. And I want you to know that even though you aren't that business owner, you can still be a leader. If you lead a team or you are part of a team, you are a leader. A leader is someone who can influence others positively, who can encourage them. You bring out the best in others, in your team, in your colleagues, and you add value in the way that you carry out your jobs and you interact with the business and with clients. You change clients out there, you change the market's perception of the plumbing industry into that of a professional plumbing industry. So you have that power, and if you've got that power to influence, you are a leader. But today, if you are a plumbing business owner and you're listening to this webinar, you are an entrepreneur. This means that you are not just another plumber. You are not just a plumber. And if you want your business to be profitable, if you want to provide a comfortable life for yourself and your family, a good future for them, if you want your children or other young people who look up to you to leave a positive legacy to them, then you need to start showing them that a plumbing business is something to be valued and something that has value. And this means that you need to run it like a proper business. You know, they say that the definition of insanity is doing the same thing repeatedly and expecting a different outcome. And I think we've all heard various versions of that quote. But today I have a new quote to add to your motivational ammunition, your arsenal, so to speak. And it is this: today I will do what others won't, so that tomorrow I can accomplish what others can't. If you're wanting to change your business to one that is successful and profitable, that can scale, that has a future that you can leave to your children or the future generation, then you need to choose to be different, to do things differently. So like I said, today we are chatting about the value of plumbing business. So we are going to touch on costs, but we're going to talk about a couple of other things as well. Now, there are several foundational components to running a structured business in order for it to be successful. And like I said, we're looking at cost, and I need to stress that it's not the only thing, but I'm going to touch on this because of something that I also hear often in the industry. And that is how I often see guys pricing their installations out there in the market. Can any of you guess how pricing is done often out there in the market? Well, this is what I often hear. I'm on various WhatsApp groups. I attend many different functions, and I hear the guys talking, and they sometimes ask me as well. And the question and the way that guys cost is to say this: hey, guys, what do you charge for an installation of a geyser, fixing a toilet, whatever it is? You can fill in the blanks. And then they start saying, oh, this is their cost, etc. And then to be competitive or to be in the market, you go and cost your product or your installations similarly to the next guy out there. Now, guys, let me tell you, this is a crazy way of pricing your installations, of pricing your services. Why is it crazy? Because every single one of you, your business structure is different, and the expenses that you have in your business is different. And when you're pricing something for two things. Number one, to cover your business expenses, and two, to make a profit. So today I'm touching on this is a very simple way of costing. This is not a proper detailed way of going to calculate your cost. I'm just giving everyone an idea of the general principle of how to cost accurately. And my intention here this morning is to just make you see that you cannot go and add a price tag to a service that you provide by comparing yourself to others. So the first thing you need to do is you need to take in your direct costs of the business. On an income statement, it's called the cost of sales. It's called that because it's the cost of everything that it takes to provide that job, that sale, that service, that installation. So you're looking at your expenses like your plumbing materials, your tools, maybe if you have tool hire, your fuel to get to that job and back. Some people split the salaries of their staff up into the plumbing team salaries, where they put it under direct costs, because that way they get an accurate idea of what that job costs. And then they put the other salaries, if you've got office staff, etc., into indirect costs, which I'm going to be coming to soon. And then if you use something like a subcontractor, maybe you need an electrician or a pump expert or whatever to help you with your installation, that would also be a direct cost to the business. Then we have what we call indirect costs, and these are the other salaries. If you're doing marketing, if you've got vehicles that you're repaying, your phone bill, your computer costs, software, insurance, office rent, statutory expenses, that's SARS, and your workman's comp, all of those kind of things, electricity, water, everything else will go under the indirect costs of your business. Now, when you are pricing something, all of these need to get covered. And like I said, all of you have different business structures. You might have more teams than the next person, more vehicles than the next person, pay more insurance than the next person. Some of you market, some of you don't. Whatever that is, you need to look at how your business operates and your business expenses in order to get to your pricing model to cover these things in your business. And I know today, I'm not going into the full calculation of how this works. If you're not sure how to do it, you can contact me. Or if you go into the app Plumber, there are great tools on there to calculate your service rate and also to calculate your call-out rate. So I really encourage you to use the tools that we have available in the market. The next thing that you need to take into account when you are pricing is that you want to make a net profit. You're costing for success. You're not costing to break even every month and just cover your business success. I mean, what's the point of that? You're wanting to make a profit in your business. Any good business aims to make a net profit. So what is a net profit? In simple terms, again, it's just taking your total income. Your total income in a month would be all the invoices added up for that month. You add all of that. That's your income for that month or your turnover for that month. And then you go and add up all your expenses for that month, the expenses that are referred to on the previous slide. You add all of that up and you take your total income less your total costs and you get to a net profit. In the example I give here is your turnover is 500, you've got your cost of sales at 100, your operating expenses at 320, that totals 420,000 Rand, and you're left with a net profit of 80,000 Rand, or another way of putting it is a 16% net profit margin that you've made. Why is it important to make a net profit? It's important because a business is all about solving people's problems at a profit. And what do you do with that profit, a net profit? Again, this is simplified, but the main things that people do with it is they reinvest that profit into the business to help their business scale, invest into the business for business growth, new technology, whatever that is. And the other is you either paying dividends to yourself if you've got partners in the business, and then businesses can also use this as a profit share to your staff who have performed well. And then the third reason why it's important to make a profit is it's the thermometer. It shows that you have a successful business. So let's look at something that I think is really, really important. Because we've looked at the number crunching side of coming to the price tag that you put to a service. But there is something else that you need to add into that price tag. And it is the examples that I've put up here on the slide. You need to look at things like efficiency and precision. Someone who is a qualified plumber, they're going to make sure that the jobs that they do, the installations that they are involved in, is correct. And an experienced plumber is going to make sure that they're in and out of a client's place in as short a time as possible, but doing the right job. And so reducing downtime. Because clients want to get back to their life as quickly as possible. So you're going to reduce the time that they are going to be just inconvenienced. You're going to go in there and you're going to give long-term solutions instead of quick fixes. You're going to give them expert problem-solving solutions, solutions that are going to last a long time instead of that quick fixes where they're going to have you to phone you back in a few weeks' time, a few months' time. The professionalism that you rock up with, your quality craftsmanship. You are compliant in your installations. You take care of health and safety, so you're mitigating any kind of risk. You're utilizing all the new innovation and technologies that are coming out in the industry. You give them a great client experience, how you or your teams pitch up their branded, neat, explaining what needs to be done, what their problem is clearly so that they understand. You leave them feeling like they've received value, not just an installation, not just a repair of a plumbing problem, but that you've given them a great experience. Skilled plumbers, experienced plumbers have good reputations out there. When someone asks, who can I use? You are being given referrals because of the reputation that you have. And because of that, you're giving people value that is far beyond a monetary value and that is far beyond your plumbing skill. That's the type of value that you're adding. And over and above that, and encapsulating all of this, you build a trust relationship with your clients. They know that they can rely on you. And people who trust you and know that they can rely on you start talking about you to others out there, their family, their friends. They become your marketing force. They go and they refer you on to others without you even having to ask, and you start growing your business this way. So there is so much value in that. And how you calculate that value into your price, there's a whole way of doing that I can chat to you if you want to. You can give me a shout, pop me an email, and we can have that discussion. But what I'm saying is, don't just go and say, what are you charging for a blockage? What are you charging to install a geyser? And then put your value at the same, because your value out there is based on covering your costs, making a net profit, and taking all of these things over here into account. Then what about the plumbing businesses out there who have teams? You want to go and empower your teams so that they are also profitable in how they carry out and install jobs. You also want to empower them so that they grow. And I know that a lot of guys come to me and they say, why would I want to train my teams? And then they just go on to own their own businesses and they become my competitors. Guys, we want a professional industry. If we keep the knowledge to ourselves, if we keep all that skill and information to ourselves, what happens when you're no longer there, when you can't do it anymore, you retire? And that's what has affected our industry. One of the things that has affected our industry over time. And I'm just so proud to be part of an industry where I see the guys like the Nick Jobers, the Stephen Browns, the Richard Baileys, the Duncan Keels, the Brendans, the Lees, the Willems, everyone that's involved in either skills transfer or business knowledge transfer. There are so many people out there that's really working really hard to professionalize our industry and so that our industry has the value again that it deserves. So one of the ways that we need to do this is to ensure that we also empower our teams. I love this quote by Simon Sinek. He says, when we tell people to do their jobs, we get workers. But when we trust people to get the job done, we get leaders. And so you need to train your guys on, number one, their plumbing skills, how to properly assess. You need to mentor them and coach them on profitability, on how to run jobs so that it makes a profit. But you also need to coach them and mentor them on how to present themselves to clients, how to speak to clients, how to work as a team with their colleagues, how to manage the budgets of jobs. And if we are all doing this over time, this industry is going to transform. Your business is going to transform. Our plumbers are going to transform. And you as an entrepreneur will transform. So let's work on this together. Okay, so heading towards ending off today, I just want to touch on a couple of other things. And that is, how do we go from this survival mode, this making ends meet mode, this going from month to month kind of mode to one where we are prosperous? So how do we go from survival to prosperity? And this is where I call it the big why. This is where the big why is in all of this. Why is all of these things, everything that I've mentioned now, why is it so important? Well, if you want to change your business from one that survives month to month and to have a business that instead thrives and is successful and that scales and that grows, then while there are other important structures as well and systems to consider, like I mentioned earlier on, let's start with understanding our costs, our value, empowering our teams, and transforming our business and our industry. So your whys out there, I've just put a couple of whys that resonate with me in terms of what drives me to have a professional business, a properly structured business, one where I'm costing properly and I have the right systems and I have right recruitment processes to hire the right people, etc. Why do I do all of these things? Why do we put in the effort into our plumbing business? Is because we want financial security, not just for me and Duncan and our family, but for the families, the staff that work for us and their families and the future generations. We want to make our dreams, our aspirations a reality. And there's nothing wrong with that, guys. That's how we get that fierce going, that passion to step out of our comfort zones. And you're never going to achieve your dreams if you don't take that step, that first step to doing things differently. We want to support our families and the families of those who work for us. They deserve to lead good lives too. We want to give back to the community. We want to add value. We want to scale our business. We want to leave a legacy, a positive legacy that makes a difference to those that we love around us, but also within our industry. This one is a big one for me. I want to reduce stress, my stress levels and anxiety, because trust me, when you know that month end's coming and you've got all these bills to pay and you know what turnover you've done and you're struggling to get money in, etc., and you haven't costed correctly, then it leads to a lot of stress and anxiety. So let's get rid of that by doing things right. And you want a good work-life balance. You want to, at the end of the day, be able to switch off from everything you've done and come and have good quality time with your families, your friends, whatever it is that you do. Go and do the things you love, whether it's going to gym, going for a jog, reading a book, cooking, I don't know what it is that you enjoy doing, but to do those things as well. So what are the steps that you need to take to have a successful plumbing business? Well, these are just summing up some of the things that we spoke about and maybe adding a couple of other things that I thought of. And that is, like I said, understand your true costs. Make sure that your true cost in your business is covered. Cost for that net profit. You need to make a net profit. Your business cannot grow, cannot scale, cannot survive, cannot reinvest, cannot give profit share to your deserved staff, any of those things if you're not making a net profit. value your expertise, everything that I've mentioned to you before, your skill set, your quality craftsmanship, the years of experience that you have, the solutions that you can provide clients that no one else can. Value your expertise, put a monetary value to that. You deserve that. Train your team, empower your team, help them to scale as well. Make sure that when you are training them, that they know how to find the solutions, listen to the clients, do the thorough assessments, because all of that leads to you being able to cost properly for your jobs. Cast a vision for your business. I've done a number of talks on the importance of your business having a vision. You can go and listen to those. But this is so important. If you don't have a vision for your business, a target that you're trying to achieve, you're not going to know if you're going in the right direction. Dream big, guys. Don't think that you're always going to just be a plumber. You're going to just be the small business. You can make a difference out there through how you do things. So dream big. And then get that work-life balance into play. It's really important. All work and no play is not healthy for you. So try and already start working on that work-life balance. And then the last thing I want to say over here is embrace entrepreneurship. So many of you think that I'm just a plumber, I'm not that entrepreneur. Today, you're going to tell yourself, I am that entrepreneur. You're going to go and you're going to write down those things that you want to achieve in your business and for yourself. And when you're doing this, you also write down the things that you want to accomplish in your private life. If it's sending your kids to go to good schools, going on family holidays, buying a house, buying a car, whatever that is, write that down as well as your business goals. And then write that letter from the future that I spoke to you about at the beginning of this presentation. Embrace entrepreneurship. And before I end off today, I want to ignite a plumbing revolution over here in our industry through all of us embracing that entrepreneurship. And so this is a quote from me. And the quote says, never underestimate the power of a plumber who understands their true worth, for they are not just fixing pipes, they are building futures, shaping industries, and leading with every wrench turn. So today, I'll leave you with that and go out and have a great day, make a difference, add value, be that entrepreneur, get coached, guys. Go and learn, never stop learning. There's so much information that is being put out there through our OPSA, through PRB. Go and listen to all those things. Take up the opportunities. Go to the plumber events. Really add value into yourselves and into your business through doing this. And you will see things starting to change. So on that note, I hope that it inspires you and encourages you. And that's it from me for today. And I'm not sure if any of you have any questions, but I thank you for taking this time to listen. Thank you, Byron, and thank you to the attendees.
All right. Thank you very much, Mandy. There aren't any questions. We can end off the session. We'll give it 30 seconds or so to see if there's any last minute questions. But thank you for joining us this morning, Mandy. Is there any last minute last words you have?
I just want to encourage everyone out there, all the plumbers, whether you're a business owner, a team leader, an apprentice, that to just embrace learning, embrace growing, and embrace taking that next step. Step up and be brave and make a difference and give back. And that's it from me for today.
All right. Thank you very much. Seems like we don't have any questions, so we'll end off the session. Thank you very much. You have a blessed weekend, Rob.